Welcome, everyone, to the Crimson 15 podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be finishing up E3, kind of combining the last of the conferences. I know we spent a lot of time on Xbox because a lot of those games in the presentation, there was just so much. Everything else, we're kind of just going to skim over the things that we liked, and we're not going to go into as much detail as we did for Xbox.
Oh, no, not even close, no. We're not going to
So, we watched the Sony press conference. We had to find a different couple streams because the sound was cutting out.
Oh, yeah, it was really bad, yeah.
But, you know, they finally got to the games. And the first one they showed was a new Uncharted. I played part 4. I've never played any other ones. Got to the third mission and I just stopped playing.
Yeah, that kind of game doesn't appeal to me.
Well, those games do appeal to me. I just was never part of the franchise, so I don't care about the characters.
Yeah.
Like I have no connection to the story, so I just didn't play because I love the Tomb Raider games.
But that's the main component of Uncharted. If you don't like the story and the characters, it's kind of gonna fall apart.
You have to have, like Nathan Drake, and you have to like it just didn't. It looks all right. I guess if you like that kind of game, that could be your thing.
Yeah, it's not for me.
They showed Horizon Zero Dawn expansions, which looks good.
Kind of cool.
I haven't played it yet. Hopefully I'll be playing it soon. I have it on my list of games to get to. But it looks good. I guess getting more content, that's always a good thing.
That's never a bad thing, and it looks intriguing to me. It doesn't look bad.
It's a cool world and everything. And sorry if it sounds like we're going really fast, but we just don't have a lot to say.
Oh, we just don't. We're just going through it. I don't sound like we're sounding bad on it. We're just showing our honest opinions about this.
They showed off kind of like a level in Days Gone. That's like that zombie game.
Yes.
And it just looks like, you know, what you call Sons of Anarchy and The Walking Dead became one.
One series basically into one game. Yeah.
And looking at it, and it was funny. If we did a live stream, I called out everything that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's going to blow up the wall and let those zombies in. Oh, he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to get that trap, put it over there, throw a rock to make a noise to get the guy over there. I called every single thing that was going to happen. I called it out because I've done these things a million times.
See, that's not good when the tropes are already present in a demo.
It's like, oh, he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to do this. And I called it out every single time. Not to sound like I'm like the video game master. I know what's going to happen. But I played these games before. And this one just looks a little bit different zombie game that I played this before.
I guess
there's going to be more to it. But what they showed in that demo, I didn't feel like, oh man, I gotta play this Days Gone game.
No, it's not that kind of game.
So again, I don't want to sound apathetic, but I kind of do.
That's kind of it.
They showed off Monster Hunter World, and this is the problem that the whole press conference had. They would show gameplay with no narration, no one explaining what was happening, or just giving anything. Like, if I was a narrator for Monster Hunter World, I'd be like, oh, welcome to the world of Monster Hunter, where we're bringing in the next-gen graphics, and just talk about the game a little bit. It's just a guy walking around a forest. Then you see him like he jumps on a dinosaur, and it's like, oh, okay. They don't explain anything. What's happening? Why am I hunting this dinosaur? Like, if you're not a fan of the game series, you're not going to know why you're doing any of this.
And another problem with Monster Hunter I've known in the previous ones is the fact that you need to have a big party pretty quick, or you're not going to get far in the game. I wonder if that's going to be the case with this.
This one looks like it's going to be like kind of more of an MMO, and it's also coming out on PC and Xbox One. But when they showed it, we didn't know. We just knew it was a PS4 game.
We're just going on what the assumption was with the show.
This is funny because our stream screwed up and we didn't get to see this, so we had to see it afterwards. But I guess they're doing a full-on remade Shadow of the Colossus. It's an amazing game. Beautiful game.
Oh, the first game on PS2, I love that game.
But it's just the same game with just better graphics. I know they're probably going to add a couple of things, but I don't necessarily like remakes, and especially when a game gets remade on... They remade it on the PS3, too.
Yeah.
And now they're making it on the PS4, so every single PlayStation is going to get a remaster of this game.
We're saying we're not going to be able to make a backwards compatible so you can get that game from PS2 days. No, you have to keep buying it.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, for people who've never played it before, now they get a chance to play it with better graphics and everything, which is good, but it's an old game.
Yeah, you're getting an old game, and it's the same game practically.
A look at Call of Duty World at War II. It's all right. Okay. It's Call of Duty. At least it's going back to the old shooter style.
Which I think it's about time they do that, and I'm glad they're doing that in the newer games.
And I know there's we're not going to get into any of the controversies about like they're adding like female characters and stuff.
No, that's not what we're talking
about. We don't
about.
care about any of that. It's a video game. Who cares? It's fantasy anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
They're not going for authenticity. Then they showed off a bunch of VR games. They showed off Skyrim VR. Some military shooter called Bravo Team, which just looks like generic military shooter.
Exactly.
Star Child, which I'm just reading a list and I don't remember that.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know.
Exactly, right.
Then they
was
showed The
obscure, it wasn't
Impatient,
good.
which was, I guess, it's a prequel to Before Dawn.
That looked interesting.
It looked kind of fun. Could be scary games. I think work best in VR because then it's right in your face and you can't
Atmosphere.
turn away from it. Yeah, so the scary
And
games.
the
look great.
1950s insane asylum hospital. What's going on here? Kind of
evil doctor experiments, and
yeah.
That's always a good setting.
Exactly.
I think it works best in VR because it's scary.
Yep.
Then they showed off a Final Fantasy fishing game.
15 fishing game. I'm sorry.
That's another funny thing
terrible.
is, anyone who watched the live stream, no one really clapped for anything. And after they showed this, there wasn't even pity claps. They're like, "What the world? Who won? Who wanted this?"
And then you get to talk to your friends that you
afterwards
saw
and eat, like, have a little barbecue.
I'm not saying that's pathetic. I mean, you can like any game you want, but it's like, wow, I don't know. That's a little. It's something. It's something.
Super. And then besides The Impatient, I thought looked okay. There was a game called Moss where you had I don't know if you controlled the mouse or you were helping the mouse get through like levels and stuff. Remember one of the
that looked intriguing.
It looked okay.
But again, how long is that game going to be?
Yeah, and it's all in VR.
Hours?
Why does that game have to be in VR?
That could look like a regular.
Yeah, it doesn't
game.
look like it needs to be VR. But
no.
Then they actually showed off something that that's more my interest. A new God of War, which I guess they're just calling it God of War. Mm-hmm. Not to be confusing with the first God of War. I don't know what was that. That's like a trend.
Oh yeah,
in video games where the newest game is just the title.
Yeah, like they're just reseeding. It's weird. I don't know what that is or what's that about.
Because it's not a remake of the old game. There's a lot of games that are doing that. Even Tomb Raider did that. They just called the new Tomb Raider just Tomb Raider.
It's odd.
But anyways, it looks fine enough. I mean, the graphics are good. The setting is okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's fighting against Norse gods now.
Yeah, I guess. Which is weird because then all these gods all existed at the same time. But whatever.
I mean, it just whatever. It goes against the mythology of like the Spartan mythos.
Yeah,
and all that,
so like whatever. That's just weird. But
again, it's not my kind of game. I don't care for it, but I can see how it looks.
And this game doesn't look like it's going to be that big combo heavy like the other God of Wars where you're getting 20, 30 hit combos. I don't know how that's going to work. This is like more of a slower paced combat, which is fine. I mean, it visually looks good.
Yeah.
But, it was pretty decent. Then I would say the second best looking game, which no one's talking about, is a game called Detroit, where it's very much like those Heavy Rain and, I forgot what the other one was called, but it's very story. It's almost like a choose your own adventure.
Oh yeah, I don't. You
get to a point in the story where you get to pick. Oh, do I do it this way? I do it that way. So there is gameplay, but it's more of a interactive movie.
Well, exactly. I don't know how the final product's gonna be, but I don't think it's gonna be like Mass Effect or drama where like it's quick time decisions. You have to make a decision right away. I think it gives you time to choose.
I think there might be certain ones where you only have like a couple seconds.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know exactly. I don't know, but they didn't look like it. But I'm not sure.
But basically, you're in a future where robots are like everyone has a robot. You have a robot like you have a cell phone. Mm-hmm. So robots are kind of like your maid, your helper. But then I guess there's like an uprising where robots don't want to be people's
servants
things.
Anymore?
So they don't want to be servants. They don't want to be slaves. So you're basically an awoken robot.
Yeah, you become a sentient.
So you're trying to start a revolution of, hey, we don't want to be basically what he says slaves anymore. But do you do it a violent way or do you try to be peaceful? But if you try to be peaceful, maybe they just screw you over. So it's an interesting story. I would like to see this movie.
Yeah, like this movie looks very intriguing to me. I think
this looks like a cool sci-fi movie that I would go see. But since it's a game, there's controllable things like how you do this. But this looks interesting. But nobody's talking about it.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a terrible movie to make a parallel, but this is what iRobot should have been.
Yeah,
but
pretty much as iRobot with the better storyline.
With a better storyline.
And then what I think was probably the very best thing they showed off was Spider-Man.
Oh, that was amazing.
But I actually, it was really funny after watching this. Someone posted a video, I believe it was on Reddit, the gaming Reddit section, that he showed clips of the Batman Arkham series and then Spider-Man, and it's super similar. Yeah. Instead of using the grappling hook, you have your spider web.
Yep.
Then you jumped on enemies. You have quick time events. You're fighting a guy, and if a guy tries to hit you, you can counter it. It's Batman.
I will. Yeah, it is Batman. But the thing I will say about this is the first game. It feels like a Spider-Man game since the days of the Spider-Man game on the PS2.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2, I think it was.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so there you go.
So you'd swing around. This one seems to be an older Spider-Man. Like this isn't high school Spider-Man. No. This is like after he's already from the way that he was talking and interacting.
And it has no ties with the movie.
Yeah, it's its own separate thing.
Yeah,
it looked great. I don't like the spider suit because the spider is white. Like, why isn't it black? But whatever. Yeah, but I guess there's going to be more skins and stuff.
Yeah,
so you could probably get classic Spider-Man.
But I don't like about that white, too, because then when I look at the white, I think of Crimson Spider, but...
It looks like metal. Yeah. It almost looks like it's reinforced. Like it's armor or something.
Exactly.
But, and that pretty much wraps up Sony.
I mean, that's about it. I mean,
the 3 games: God of War, Detroit, and Spider-Man. Those are the 3 games. If I had to get games for my PS4, like I have to play them. Those are probably the 3.
yeah, that's the ones he would get.
Everything
definitely.
else, I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
If someone brought it over and I was going to try it, sure, I'd probably do that. But as for overall, it was just okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. Yeah, they didn't really. I don't think they delivered this year. I really think it was underwhelming.
It was underwhelming to say the least for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But so moving from Sony to Nintendo, where I felt like I was going to be disappointed in Nintendo more than anything, I actually felt like they did a better job than Sony overall.
Yes, I think slightly better. Yes, overall.
I didn't watch the actual stream. I just watched the trailers for the games they announced. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's an JRPG. I know people like to talk it up, but it's very niche. This isn't Final Fantasy.
It doesn't have that cross appeal.
Yeah, the people who like it love it, but the people who don't want to give it a chance don't even try because it's very anime, very anime.
I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't have some of these characters in Smash Brothers, right? And that's
that was Shulk.
Shulk, there you go.
Yeah, that big red sword with the thing on it. But again, it looks okay. It's par for the course for JRPGs.
Exactly. I played the original one on the PS2, but I stopped playing it halfway through.
The Xenogears and all that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Then they showed off a new Kirby game, like we're talking. It's just called Kirby.
Kirby, which I think is so weird.
So you have the original Kirby, now you have this Kirby. For some reason, we just gave up on trying to come up with names, or just make it Kirby 4. That's what it would be, I guess.
Exactly.
But I don't know what that is. But it's a Kirby game.
That's what it is.
If you ever played Kirby, but I guess there's like, I don't know if there's multiplayer. It kind of reminded me of Link's Four Swords.
Yeah.
Where like there's multiple things, but it's Kirby. You eat an enemy, you take his power, move from left to right, collect stars, and beat the level.
Yeah, there's not gonna be nothing different. There was nothing groundbreaking from the trailer that I saw because I saw the stream. So
then they did like a pseudo announcement for Pokemon on the Switch, and it's supposed to be a core Pokemon game, so it's not going to be like Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon Snap or one of these weird. It's going to be a full-fledged Pokemon game, which is fine, but they didn't show anything. They just said it. Well,
yeah, it's like they say it's going to be kind of like a Pokemon RPG, but we don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be like, is it a remake of the original games?
Is it Stadium?
Is it a brand new? They said it's supposed to be a core game, so it's going to be a full RPG.
Yeah.
But they didn't show anything, so it might as well not exist.
Yes.
Until I see something, it might as well not even exist to me because
exactly
I can't react to something they don't show. And speaking can't reacting to something you can't show, they announced that Metroid Prime 4 is coming to the Switch, and everyone's flipping out. Like Nintendo just promised them $1 million, but it just says in development. Like I said, in development.
Not even coming soon.
Coming soon means, oh wow, okay, maybe within 6-7 months, maybe a year. In development, to me personally, means 2 years away, a year and a half away.
Exactly.
Because define in development. Well, I thought in my head, did I scratch it down on some note paper? Does that mean it's in development? Does it mean there's coding done? Does that mean there's a level? What does in development mean? It's the most indescript thing. That's why they said
anything. Yeah, exactly. So they were getting all excited for a picture, and it had 4 on it and said Metroid Prime.
Yes,
that's it.
I love the fact that there's a new Metroid, but my goodness, they couldn't show us anything of a screenshot. Or no, I remember when they did Prime before, it was a live action trailer.
Yeah.
Why can't they do something like that?
Yeah, to get me excited for it. No, nothing. They didn't show
or
anything.
like maybe you hear a distress signal, space pirates are boarding, then you hear explosions and the Metroids have been released.
And you hear Samus' voice again. That'd be perfect.
And you see her pick up her helmet and put it on or something.
That would have been cool.
No, they just literally, it says Metro Prime 4 and then the words come up underneath in development. And apparently that's enough for everyone to lose their I don't want to cuss, but it's enough for everyone to lose their stuff over. It drives me nuts because it's so stupid.
Don't worry, next year E3 we'll get that trailer. Mike, I want to get that teaser trailer.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to dwell on the whole in development garbage, but it is what it is. Then they shut off a Yoshi game again, just calling it Yoshi because we don't have no creativity anymore in the video game industry. But again, it's Yoshi.
Like I said,
he's fuzzy.
I was talking to my brother about this earlier, and I was thinking maybe it's because if they say more of these titles, it gives away what the game's about. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it because I don't know any explanation for it.
DLC for Breath of the Wild, which is cool because, like I said in the last podcast, we're never going to get another full-fledged Zelda game on the Switch. At least not for 3 or 4 years. So DLC will keep this alive.
Yep.
And maybe there'll be like an expansion, like a side game or something. Maybe down the line, I'm speculating, but adding more to the story is a good thing. So they announced DLC.
I never have a problem with DLC.
And again, of course, amiibos that everyone's going crazy for. They're super high detailed. They look great. They're cool little toys. Excuse me. But yeah, more amiibos, which are fun. Then they announced Rocket League, another old game on the Switch apparently. But the big news about this one, just like Minecraft, you can play with Xbox players. You can play with PC players, and that's cool.
That's awesome.
And I know it's Rocket League. I know it's not like a big, huge, gigantic AAA game, but the idea that you can play with someone on a different console is just a cool idea.
It's a step in the right direction to maybe hopefully bigger things down the line.
Maybe we'll get bigger games that where we can have cross-platform stuff.
AAA titles, hopefully, eventually.
And again, Super Mario Odyssey, like I said, every Super Mario game is amazing. And this one doesn't look... It looks just as amazing as every other Mario
game.
Cool worlds. You got a hat mechanic where you can control other characters.
Exactly.
Which is, I guess,
objects,
yeah. So you can take over stuff. And it started out with a giant T-Rex.
Yeah.
And which is fine. And I would like to see all the different kinds of little things you can do with that.
When they say it's the most open world Mario game, I want to see how open world it's going to be. I don't know. I mean, it looks open world.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Definitely. I liked that. Then they didn't mention it at the actual show, but I guess they're remaking the original Samus Returns, which was Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, which is 26 years old. Yeah. I said I don't necessarily count remakes like with Shadow of the Colossus on the PS4, but this game's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Go ahead and remake it. Because guess what? I bet you I'd say, what do you think's the percentage of people actually played that game that are on Switches right now? 2%?
3%. Yeah. Maybe 3%, 4%.
So it's cool. You can go ahead and remake that game. It looks cool.
But again, wouldn't that have been nice if it had been the press conference? That would have helped the press conference. Why'd you show it afterwards? Is beyond me.
But that pretty much ends Nintendo's.
Yep,
and I think which was fine.
I think it was all right. It was passable.
Yeah, they gave us some words and stuff, which I think is kind of lame. I wish I would have actually seen stuff from the Pokemon game. Even conceptual sketches. Something, not just a guy at a desk just saying, "Oh, by the way, Pokemon game." Yay!
And everyone loves it. Needs to I don't know what. It's incredible. I don't know.
But other companies had separate shows. I know Bethesda had a separate show. Ubisoft had a show. EA show was actually the day before.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucked.
Yeah, it was nothing. Look, here's your Madden game, here's your FIFA game. It's like, well, unless they are making Anthem, which looks phenomenal.
But that was on the
Microsoft.
show.
Yeah, but as far as EA by itself, it was
pretty lame. They showed off Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was okay, I guess. But
if you're into that game, I think those games are fine. Just
just Bethesda, my goodness. Skyrim's on everything. When you're gonna wake up tomorrow and your toilet's gonna play Skyrim,
not only just Skyrim.
Skyrim VR. Nobody cares. I'm sorry, nobody cares.
Not anymore.
I don't know if I could play Skyrim all the way through again in VR. I don't know if I want to do that.
And then they also getting the Link outfits.
And it's so you got Link and you're killing people and chopping people's heads off and stuff. You're not Link. You're wearing Link's clothes, but it just seems so. I don't like that.
Because I don't want to see him kill people. Because someone's going to make a perfect looking Link.
Yeah, but you can be an elf character, so technically you can make your guy look kind of like Link. Just give him blonde hair, and they're going to be wearing Link's green clothes and chopping people's heads off. Well, okay.
I think that's just weird. I personally think it's just odd.
And of course, there's Fallout VR. Again, do I want to play that game in VR? Maybe as an experiment for 10, 20 minutes. Could you imagine playing? Because people put hundreds of hours in these games. Could you imagine hundreds of hours in VR?
Not only hundreds of hours, but at that point, you already have the game, you already have VR. So you're like, well, I'm already here. I might as well just, There's no reason why would you do it?
And the new Wolfenstein, I didn't like. I'm sorry, popular, very unpopular opinion alert. I didn't think the first Wolfenstein was any great at all. I played it on the Xbox One.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
And I just got so bored of the cutscenes that I skipped every cutscene because I just got I didn't like the way the characters looked. I didn't like the story at all. I just wanted to get to the end because I'm going to beat this game.
I've talked about this before in a previous video, but I don't like the fact that you pick up Elm by looking down at it.
Yeah, to look at it and hold X, all the stupid old mechanics.
Old mechanics I can't stand in first shooters. That's why I never played them before because I hated those problems.
Just walk over the stupid thing and pick it up. And there was weird fetch quests in the first game. Oh, find my welding tool. And then you're running around a base. I don't want to do this. I just want to kill things and play the game. I don't want to have this weird, mid-mission.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. So I'm not that hyped for the new Wolfenstein. Again, I'll probably rent it and just tear through it. And it's a funny thing, they had a stealth mechanic. I just popped back in my head where you can throw a throwing knife and instant kill guys. I pretty much did that the whole game. I only play games on normal. Whatever the regular normal is, that's how I play, and it was super easy. Mm-hmm. So, it was... Hopefully they kind of make that a little more action-packed, because the new Doom was good.
Yes.
So, Wolfenstein 2, What up? Did Bethesda show anything else?
As far as I'm concerned, that was the only thing that
Yeah,
was even worth
the
mentioning.
VR things in the Wolfenstein.
That was it.
And then Ubisoft, what guys did the obligatory dancing game? And,
Yeah,
you know,
just dance. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Assassin's Creed, of course.
Beyond
again.
Good and Evil 2. Again, I don't recall playing the first one. It's an old ass game. It's old.
Oh, that's really old.
So I don't really necessarily have any fond memories of it. Like,
But-
oh man, I really need to play part 2.
But I think it's going to be like Duke Nukem Forever. It's taken so long, it's not going to meet the expectations of what people want.
Yeah,
it's in hype so high now.
Because they showed that trailer like 3 years ago. There was a trailer, like a teaser trailer. It was all CGI, but they didn't show anything, like no gameplay. But it looks okay. Oh yeah. I can't believe the new Far Cry.
Yeah.
The Far Cry. It's almost like you can't talk about it without talking about like the quote unquote controversy. The way I see it, it's a video game. It's a fantasy world.
Yeah.
I know it's stupid to think that something can happen in modern day America and then no one has a cell phone or internet access and no one can just drive a car out into the distance and just get away from this area. But
Exactly.
it's a fantasy world. It's not going to make 100% sense. And if you're looking for Far Cry games to make sense, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
I know people get upset because it's America. Just try to remember it's a fantasy. It's a video game. It's not real.
Yeah, but you have to
But if you start thinking about the politics of it, and if you happen to be any type of a conservative person or what they would think, Bible Belt type people, yes, it's going to put you, I want to say, get your undies in a twist.
Exactly.
But remember, it's just a video game. Let's have fun. The combat looks pretty good. That's pretty much how I'm going to see it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to try to take politics into it.
Exactly. That's all you have to do, or
Yeah.
you're just going to ruin your experience. You just don't want to play it.
Yeah.
So keep thinking about that instead of the gameplay and what the game's trying to do.
Because it's funny because there's a helicopter, there's airplanes like biplanes. Get in your little biplane and just fly away. You're in
Exactly,
America. It's not like Montana is a landlocked.
Well, like
and
you
there's
did the other fucking
We're
you're
fighting
like
Canada.
isolated in some third world country where you can't get out of it. No, there's ways to get
See,
out.
once you start thinking about it, you're not going to enjoy the game. So just take that all out of your
Yeah,
mind. And don't
yeah.
worry about it. Just enjoy the game. for
Well,
what it
another
is.
thing that happened at the beginning of these members, they had the rabbits.
Oh
with
yeah, I
Mario.
told- again, when I don't care about something, I tend to forget
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it. So I guess the Mario Raving Rabbids crossover. It's like a strategy game.
Yeah, basically.
XCOM comes to mind.
Yeah,
what it looks like,
basically.
but it's like, do I want to play this?
There was a guy who had a funny comment about it because Miyamoto came on stage early on and all that. And he goes, "Boy, it's good to see the Nintendo press conference going on well
Yeah,
because he's actually on stage again." I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look interesting to me. I'm sorry. I mean, is there anyone who's super hyped for
No.
this?
I think the only thing that's going to come out of it, people are going to want to cosplay as a rabbit Peach looking person.
Yeah, or
Mario
Rabbid
convention.
Mario, Rabbid.
Or, yeah, I think the only thing that's going to come out of this that anyone's going to remember because it's so ridiculous. But
It's just again, like, and the enthusiasm was just super low for me when
Yeah.
the other conferences. It really was. Then there was stuff that wasn't announced at the conference that was announced like at other times. Like Xbox showed off actual gameplay of Crackdown 3, which I wish they
Yeah.
would have done during the event.
just a couple minutes would have
Because
been
they actually
great.
showed actual gameplay, which looks just like Crackdown 1,
Well,
which
it
is
looked
all we
amazing.
ever wanted, just in better graphics. And it has that cartoony comic book look style to it. They showed off Ace Combat, the new Ace Combat 7, I believe. And of course, I've always loved the Ace Combat
Oh,
games.
yeah.
And I'm so happy it's going to be on Xbox One. Even though I do have a PS4, I prefer playing on my Xbox. And what other
I would say
side
another thing I
announcements?
liked that was announced was interesting, even though it has to do with this is the hardware side. Is now you can really customize your controllers now. On
Oh yeah, they added more colors
More
and everything
colors,
to the
way
buttons,
more,
and
yeah.
which is cool because I think the what's it, Design Lab feature that's
Exactly.
cool. It's a cool little thing. You pay a premium price, but then you get a controller the way you want it.
Yep.
which is cool. But instead of having to go to third party people that charge hundreds and hundreds of dollars,
Exactly. Well, a lot of those companies are going under now
Yeah.
because no one just wants to pay that
so
price.
expensive. You want to pay $300 for a controller.
Yeah.
So I forget at the Phoenix Comic Con there was always a group of guys that would do the custom arcade sticks,
Yeah.
but they're like $500.
Exactly.
I'm not that hardcore into Street Fighter that I want to spend that much money on a controller.
That's someone you want to get rank in the top 500. That's
Oh.
what you want.
That Nintendo game with the toys.
Oh yeah. That I
You
forgot-
like I forget what
I
it's
think it was
called.
called Starline, but I could be wrong.
Starliners or something.
Starliners.
Yeah, like you basically with it's like almost like Lego type
Yeah.
toys where you make a ship and you snap it into your controller and it scans it into
Yeah,
the
I
game.
feel kind of bad because this is actually I was excited for, but it's been so
I forgot.
long not thinking about it anymore. It hooks to your Switch, but also hooks up to your Xbox One and PS4 controller.
Yeah.
And the parts, I guess you could take them off and put them on.
Like
and
Legos.
and it scans into the character, as you're playing
So
it,
like you
ship.
can make your own little ship. I wonder how much you can do, because what if you make your ship all stupid, like with the
But
wings
I don't
on
know.
it?
I don't know what the restriction is on it, but that could be.
So it's a
neat
toy
goal.
in a game, much like the Skylanders
Yeah,
and the Amiibo. So that was
exactly.
kind of cool. And it's a sci-fi world.
Exactly.
So that was kind of interesting. That just popped in my head, but it's unremarkable in the story. But the only thing cool about it is that it has a toy component.
Yeah. But again, like the other ones, how much shelf space will they be able to cater to at the electronics session?
Yeah, because they already have a whole wall of Amiibos. They have a whole, again, Disney couldn't do it. If
No.
Disney couldn't sell a game toy with their Disney Infinity line, I mean, what hope does this thing have?
Yeah.
It's going to be Skylanders and Amiibos, and that's it.
Yeah.
There isn't room for a third.
Oh, I hope it does well because I think it looks interesting, but I don't know. But another thing I could talk about that wasn't there is No More Heroes.
Oh yeah,
Nothing.
another no show.
Yeah.
Nothing. Sweet.
Nothing.
And again, like people were telling me beforehand, they're going to get all this third party support.
Or
I
is
didn't
it
see it. Xenosaga?
Yeah,
Or the
but that's
Xeno,
all-
whatever it's called, the Xenoblade.
Blade, yeah, but that's always been a mainstay for Nintendo.
But every time they say it, it's going to change. I don't know if it's going to turn into a Switch bash hour, but it just irritates me that I wanted this third party support. Oh, the Hyrule Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors.
But again,
yeah.
it's Dynasty
Fire
Warriors.
Emblem.
Oh yes, that's what it is, because they did that one last time.
Yeah.
So it's just the same game with a different skin.
Yeah.
I mean, the Berserk did one. They do one for One Piece. They do one for everything.
And
so.
somehow none of these games, I know Fire Emblem makes no sense for it to be on Xbox One, but Berserk can be on Xbox One. I know it's no argument, but that just annoys me. No end.
But I'm trying to think any other things that popped in my head during E3 that were interesting to me. Seeing anything?
I'm trying to think of stuff right now. I really can't think of anything. I will say this. I just think personally, I think there wasn't enough there to equal to what Xbox did overall. I'm sorry.
Oh, because they brought so much
Yeah.
to the things. Everyone's conference was all right,
All right.
but I wasn't super excited like I was after the.
Well, I know they had a PC presentation. I don't know if that was
I didn't
part of
watch it.
E3.
I
I didn't
didn't
watch
watch
it
it.
at all, but I'm not a PC guy.
Because everything
gaming.
else, PC just kind of comes up, because it's not like it's a single player thing. Like no one makes just one PC. Basically, people make their own PCs for the most part.
Exactly. And
Oh, and they're I guess a little bit of news about the backwards compatible for original Xbox games, but I guess the achievements aren't going to be connected to it,
well, but
which is fine. People were kind of getting antsy about
Well,
that.
because original Xbox didn't have achievements, so what does make?
Yeah,
any
I
sense?
know, but people wanted it, but they're not.
That's just you were wishing for something that wasn't going to happen, and why are you getting mad about it?
But that pretty much wraps it up. I can't really think of anything extra.
Pretty much. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything really either. I mean, that would be worth talking about. I mean,
So yeah, that wraps up E3 overall. I would say it was average because everything else after Microsoft didn't really excite me. And again, these things are personal. So personally to me, I'm not saying if you love Sony's press conference, good for you. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. I'm saying
Same here.
personally for me that I enjoyed Xboxes the most.
I think it was exciting.
And there's no winner of E3. Know who the winner of E3 is? The gamers are the winners of E3. No one can quantifiably win E3, because you know who won E3? And I like to quote the favorite Tim Kotaku said, "No Man's Sky wins E3 forever." So if you want to talk about winning E3, it doesn't mean anything. None of that
doesn't
means
mean a thing.
anything.
No,
So
that's ridiculous.
No,
people say
no talk about who won E3. Did you enjoy it? The answer is yes, and there you go. You won.
That's all that matters.
So that wraps up our E3 coverage. We'll be going back to a regular scheduled Wednesday podcast from here on out.
Yep.
Unless something spectacular happens and we want to make a quick little video.
But at this point, this is kind of the dead time, so I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, because now after E3, this is the lull, the summer
yeah,
lull, basically.
exactly.
So thanks for watching, guys. I was your host, Crimson Sin, my co-host.
M15 PCA?
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, see you
you
later.
next time.
Yep.